Good afternoon, Simon Hughes. How you doing?
Good to be here.
Okay, good. Right, we're going to jump straight into looking at the Ashes, which is some 2 weeks away or so. Everyone's very excited about it in the world of cricket, and we've obviously been taking a lot of questions on Twitter for you. And I think we'll just dive straight in there with what I think is a really good question around the conditions. It's from @C_Marsh97. Do you feel the conditions in England will be less suited for the Australian bowlers than they were in Australia?
I think England have to play in English type conditions to have any chance. And that means leaving more grass on the pitches for the likes of Jimmy Anderson, Stuart Broad, Mark Wood, who I've been very impressed with. And I think that actually could nullify or at least reduce the effectiveness of the Mitchell Starks and Mitchell Johnsons, because they like harder, drier pitches where the ball can bounce. They can use the hardness to get the ball up into the batsman's chest. They can use the pace. They can get the ball reverse swinging. Mitchell Stark is someone who I think is more dangerous when the ball is reversing than perhaps when it's swinging orthodox. And I can see on a green pitch, especially a slightly slow pitch, they might not bowl as well. They might spray a few, they might bowl a bit short, they might get cut, and they won't be as effective as they would in Australian conditions. So I think for England to have any real chance of really competing with the Australians, especially early on in the series, they need grass on the pitches. I think otherwise the England bowlers will not be very effective and the Australians will be much better.
The intriguing thing I think about with that, because I don't disagree with you, is the grounds that we're playing on. In Cardiff, I think of particularly Cardiff, Edgbaston, Trent Bridge. With the new drainage systems in place, over the last 2 or 3 years, they've been very dry wickets. I think of some of the wickets that we've played at Trent Bridge at, particularly. Can they prepare green wickets? Can they get them back to old school English wickets?
Well, that's a very good question. I think they can at Lords. If we saw the New Zealand pitch for the Lords Test, it did a lot for the first sort of 3 or 4 hours, and England were in strife, and they got bailed out by Stokes and Root and so on. So the ball was swinging around corners for the first couple of hours. Definitely they can do it at Lords. I'm not quite sure with Cardiff, because I hadn't had many Test matches there. It was far too flat the last time we played the Australians there, when obviously there was that famous last wicket stand between Jimmy Anderson and Monty Panesar. That was a very flat pitch. The Australians got 600. It's got to have more help for the bowlers. But I think the fact that a lot of these outfields are very well looked after now, very manicured, green, even though it's been a dry summer, means that you can get quite lush outfields and the ball will retain its shine. And that's a big advantage, even if the pitch itself has perhaps lost its grass or it's quite dry underneath. If you've got lush outfields, you can keep the shine on the ball and keep swinging it.